to the first episode of Tales of Yarnia. My name is Hannah. I live in Cheltenham in the UK with my partner Jimmy and our Labrador, who is just over 1 year old, called Jonah. I decided to do a podcast because I wanted to feel like I'm a bit more involved in the knitting community, and I have recently started designing knitting patterns as well, and would like to be a bit more involved with the people who make my patterns. You can find me as Yarnia Designs on Instagram and Ravelry and Facebook as well. I'm probably most active on Instagram, but I do try and keep my Ravelry as up to date as possible. So let's move on to what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Tegna sweater by Caitlin Hunter. So it's a sort of cropped sweater with short sleeves, with this amazing lace panel at the bottom. And I knit this in the Pigwidgeon colourway by Tuscan Knits in the fuzz space. So it has got some mohair content in it. I don't know if you can see it, it's quite fuzzy and really soft, so it is really warm, and this is actually probably my most worn like item of clothing that I've made myself. So I probably wanted to speak to you a bit about what I've been designing recently. So far I've designed 2 sock patterns. They are both knitted from the toe up, and both feature sort of a lace design on the front. So the first one is called the Misty Mountain socks. They are quite worn now because I do wear them quite a lot, but it's these were inspired by when I visited New Zealand, and the mountains in the landscapes and just the insanely amazing scenery over there. So if you can sort of see, it's sort of like a mountain range was what I was sort of thinking when I designed this. And these were, I used the some yarn by the wonderful Deb of Fondant Fibre. This is her Potter base, which is Pulworth, I think, and it is the Walk on the Wild Side colourway, and I just thought it was so beautiful and so suited to sort of a design that's really inspired by nature and such a wild landscape. Then my other pattern that I've designed, this is the most recent one, and this is more of it's a bit of a festive one. It is a bit Christmassy, but probably you could just say it was suited to autumn and winter in general. Sorry, they're covered in dog hair. This is the Woodland Wanderer socks. And if you can see, there is a sort of a lace tree pattern down the front of the sock. And then you've got cables here either side that go all the way up the sock there. And then you also have a cable pattern on the back of the sock. I don't know if you can see that all right. It just runs right at the back. And this yarn was from a shop called Knit One in Chicago. I didn't get to go there myself, but my other half, I sent him to find a yarn shop when he had to go over there on business. And he brought back a skein of this for me. And I thought it would just really suit sort of a festive pattern, especially with trees featured. So yeah, so both of my patterns at the moment I've decided to have a sale on Ravelry for 50% off up until the end of the 18th of November, and that'll be British time, so it's, I think we're on GMT now, and all you have to use is a code that's Yarnia50, so I'll put that in the down bar and try and write it on the screen if I can figure out how to do that, because this is my first video. So yeah, 50% off both of the patterns up until the end of 18th of November. So yeah, that's that. Next up, I wanted to show you, I've only got one recent FO, and that is actually another design that I've been working on in collaboration with Leon Alexander Yarns, based over in Oklahoma City. So it's using 3 different colourways of theirs, and I've absolutely loved working with their yarn. It is just as vibrant and beautiful as it looks on their website, and it is so much fun to see how the colourways play together. So this is a pretty huge shawl. Let's see if I can show you most of it. So it does feature brioche and a lot of garter stitch and a bit of texture. So you start at the top corner, it's worked on the bias, and you gradually increase until it's a huge triangle. And yeah, I wanted to sort of design something that would be suitable for a beginner to brioche, so not be too overly complicated. If I can show you this a bit closer up. Let me see. So this is now in testing at the moment, so it won't be going live until probably January or February next year. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'll keep it updated on there, and I'm sure if you follow Leon Alexander Yarns as well, they'll have a lot of information too. So if I tell you which colourways I've used here. So within this little brioche section, the lighter variegated colourway is called City of Lights, and then the dark blue is called Winter Night, and then I've also used one of their mini skeins in, it's the mostly yellow one on the front of the brioche, and that one is called Je ne sais quoi. So yeah, I really enjoyed knitting that. It was quite a relaxing knit, and I think it would be really well suited to someone who wants to sort of have a go at their first brioche project. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on when that will be available so that you can all have a go. Right, on to whips. What have I got first? First up, I've been mostly working on the Vortex shawl, which is a pattern by Charlotte Bory on Ravelry. Let me try and show this. I feel like I'm so near the end, and I just want to get it done so that I can wear it, because it's now started to get pretty cold over here in the UK. Right, so it's a pattern that is it's mostly brioche apart from this centre diamond, which is garter stitch, and I just love the shape and design of how you work through the shawl, because you don't ever seem to have too many stitches on the needle. It's not one where it increases to the point where it takes you about half an hour to do a row. You gradually increase up till the middle, and then I'm now on the decreasing section on the other side. So I am running out of one of the yarn colours that I'm using, so I'm hoping I will be done soon, because I really want to just wear this because it is so... I did try it on whilst I was knitting it the other night, and it is so squishy and beautiful. I just can't wait to wear it. So the yarn that I've used, excuse me, the yarn that I've used is, I've used three completely different dyers for this, and I've mixed bases, which is probably breaking all the rules, but I just like the way the colours went together, and I had all of them in my stash already, so I was completely within my own rules when I cast this on. So the sort of, it's like a minty, it's like a muted mint colour. This one is by Dye for Yarn, and I think I got this when I went to Loop in London at the beginning of the year, which was amazing. And I think this is the colourway called Too Much Mint Cocktail, and this is so soft. I think it's got silk in it. I can't remember the exact base, but it's amazing. And then the two colours here, the lighter coloured one, if you can see, so this one here is by A Fine Fish Yarns, and that is her sushi colourway. And then if I show you the other side, the pink is by Homespun House. I think I got that as part of a kit where you got a project bag and 2 skeins of yarn, and I think the colourway is called Whale Belly, but I'm not sure if it's one that she reproduces. I'm not sure if it was a one-off. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I just really want to finish it now so that I can wear it. The next thing I wanted to show you is a sweater. Let's get this out. I've been keeping it in, actually, the project bag that I got from Homespun House as part of that kit, with these cute llamas on. I think I got that last summer, so that had been summer 2016. I got that. Right. So the sweater that I'm working on is a fingering weight sweater with a lace pattern on the front. It's by NCL Knits. I think her name is Nadia Cretin-Lechen. I'm not sure, I probably really mispronounced that, so I'm sorry. But this is what I've done so far, if you can see. So I have split it's worked from the bottom up, and I have now split for the sleeves, so I'm working on the back of the sweater at the moment. And oh, I need to show you this stitch. Sorry, this progress keeper. This amazing progress keeper is probably a lot of you will know, is from Hannah of the Corner of Craft. She does these gorgeous beaded well, progress keepers and stitch markers, and I got the little unicorn. He goes on everything. He always has to be on a project because I love him. So, oh yes, the yarn I used for this, I'm using, is Quince & Co. It's the Fingering Weight by Quince & Co. I can't remember what that base is called, but it's in the Frost colourway. And I actually also got this from Loop in London at the beginning of the year. So this has been on the needles for quite a long time, but I've been distracted by other knits, and now that it's getting colder I really need the sweater. So and there's so many other sweaters I really want to make soon, so I need to get this one done before I can cast on another one. So that's that one. And then my last work in progress is a pair of socks, which I've forgotten to bring into the room, so I'm just going to go and get that. Okay, so these are being kept in my gorgeous bag from Emma of Elden Woodcraft. I just love this bag. It's just so autumnal. I mean, I use it whatever time of year it is, but it's specifically amazing for this time of year with all the trees, and it's all festive and autumnal, and I just love it. I love sort of greens and sort of woodland colours. So I've got a pair of socks in here. It's just a pair of plain vanilla socks. One I have finished apart from the heel, so I'll show you this one. I don't know if it's getting blown out or not. I'm not very good with lighting and stuff. This is my first ever video, so I apologise if the lighting isn't great and I'm not doing this quite right. This is the Slytherin colourway, I think in the mini stripes colourway by Nora George. So it's got little mini stripes of grey and green, and these are being knit for my other half. This is another long-standing whip. I'm sort of on a bit of a mission at the moment to just get things completed that I've been working on for ages, so that I can then allow myself to cast on new things. I don't know whether it's this time of year, sort of like, feels like we need to clear things out and sort of have a bit of a tidy up and that sort of thing. So yeah, the main bit of the sock is Nora George, and then for what I'm going to use for the heels and what I've used for the toe is the Licorice Colourway by Kate Celine, which I just thought went really nicely with these colours. So yeah, but these are taking me quite a while because my other half has feet which are a lot bigger than mine. So it's I'm getting there. I'm on this far on the second sock, so that's sort of nearly halfway. And I have got this, this is sort of leading into acquisitions, but I recently got some gorgeous progress keepers from Jiggles and Beans. This one is really cool for Halloween. And it is like a little vampire ice lolly, and he does glow in the dark. The sun has now come out and is ruining my attempt at trying to do lighting. So yeah, he does glow in the dark, but I don't know if I can show you that right now. They're so cute. And then this is sort of a Slytherin Halloween-y project at the moment, so I thought that suited it really well. So I may as well show you the other progress keeper I got from her as well now. And that is a little gingerbread man. I haven't put him on a project yet because I wanted to save it for a Christmas project. I've got a couple of self-striping skeins, and I might put him on one of those for a pair of vanilla socks soon. Maybe once December starts, if I can wait that long. Probably won't wait that long. Yeah, so that's one acquisition I've had recently. Another one was an unplanned acquisition. I saw on Instagram that Travel Knitter, one of my favourite yarn dyers, was having a huge sale on all of her one-of-a-kind skeins. And I was so lucky I saw this post within an hour of her posting it. It was like quite early in the morning, so I was really surprised that I actually saw it, because I'm not normally an early morning person. But I got 3 skeins of her pure merino sock, and it's a one-of-a-kind colourway, but it's in this sort of midnight blue. I'll just open the curtain again. Yeah. It's in sort of a midnight blue, and it's gorgeous. is just, so I've got 3 of these. And I want to make a cardigan or a sweater. I can't decide what yet. I'm not sure. But they will be really good for a really cozy garment. And what else do I have to show? Ah yes, I got my latest issue of Pom Pom Quarterly magazine yesterday. It arrived in the post, and this is the winter edition for this year. So this is the cover. There are so many really amazing patterns in this issue. There are so many sweaters. There's a brioche hat which I really want to make. I think I can show you these. This one sweater is just amazing. With all of the cables and bobbles. And the colour they've done it in is so beautiful. I think that was the, oh, I don't know how to say the name of that. What is that? There. And then, let me find the other one I really like. There is a particular hat. Oh, here it is. Cobaltone? I don't know how you say it, but this is the hat. And it's by Leslie Ann Robinson. I think there's another picture of it. Let me just find that for you. Oh, there it is. So, there. I really need to make that. I think it uses DK yarn, so I'm going to be on the hunt for some DK skeins, because I don't really have much DK in my stash. My stash is just over there, but it's pretty much all fingering weight, apart from one sweater's quantity of DK, which I wouldn't use for a hat because it's for a sweater. So yeah, I'm going to be on the hunt for that soon. We're actually going on a month-long trip soon to New Zealand. I think we go, it's less than 2 weeks now, so I need to start packing soon. But I've got plans to visit a couple of different yarn shops over there. There's one in Wellington, which I definitely want to visit, and I've forgotten the name of it. I'd follow them on Instagram, and they seem to stock a couple of different hand dyers each month. So I'm really looking forward to going there, because I really want to get some sort of souvenir yarn skeins from different areas of New Zealand, so that I can, even when we get home, I can knit with them and look at them and just squish them and remember the trip. I think there's one in Auckland, maybe in Devonport, I can't remember. But if anyone from New Zealand happens to be watching this, then feel free to get in contact with me and give me tips on good places to visit and good sort of local yarns to look out for, if that makes any sense. If anyone's watching from New Zealand. I'm really looking forward to visiting, and that'll be really fun. So we are going to be sort of going all over the place, starting in Auckland and working our way down to Wellington, then getting the ferry over to the South Island, doing a bit of a tour of that before going back to Wellington, because my other half has family there who will be visiting too. So yeah, it's really exciting. I don't know when I'm going to be podcasting again, because this is my first one. I don't know how often I'm going to be able to produce this, and I suppose because we're going away, it definitely won't be until mid-December at least. I'll probably do one in December if this works out okay, with a bit of a yarn haul, depending on how mad I go when we go over there. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really hope people enjoy what I've been talking about, and I look forward to seeing you all again.